It's June, and that's the time for WIP parades and finish parades, taking stock of how the first half of the year has gone and what you might get done by the time January rolls around again. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. This has not been my typical year for stitching or knitting, and I can't come to terms with the fact that I've only finished a couple of projects. But then I look at the projects and I think that's a lot of stitching. So please watch and let me know what you think, because I am feeling like I am behind. Last summer, I did wind up in a car accident. I had a concussion. It messed with my stitching and everything else in my life. Things are a whole lot better, but I'm still not feeling caught up. January was actually the point where I was able to handle projects with confetti and lots of colors. And I think that is part of where things got weird. This is Blue Jays by Riolis. I started the year with only this little bit of the background stitched. And I picked it up because we had an ice storm and I was thinking about having my stitching match the weather, and I started stitching and I really kept going until I finished it. And then after I finished that, I pulled out this was a project I had started for a Sal. I stitched the corner of it. I enjoyed stitching the corner of it. I set it aside to work on other things, and then I really wasn't super excited about picking it back up until suddenly I picked it up and didn't put it back down. This one was a mania start from a few years back. I stitched a portion of the finial. That was it. And suddenly, at like 2 in the morning one night, I went, I could pick up that blue window and I could start stitching on it again. And the next day I dug it out and I started stitching, and I am not usually a monogamous one project stitcher. Something about this project, I started stitching and I did not stop until I was done. This is a big project. It is 10 count, but that is still a lot of stitching. And this is still a lot of stitching, and I can't decide whether I should feel bad that that's most of what I've got stitched in the past 6 months. I also got all of the cross stitching done on Down Memory Lane, which is an old stamped Charles Wysocki kit. I still have the back stitching left to go. Part of my theme of early this year was avoiding back stitching. I let the Blue Jays sit for a long time. I didn't let the window sit for as long, but this has been sitting. I need to start the back stitching. I don't think it will take half as long as I actually think it will take. Maybe. Wish me luck. Dollar Tree came out with another line of cross-stitch kits, and I picked one up because I am a glutton for punishment. Whatever this thing is, it is not counted cross-stitch. I did intend to see if the lines would wash out, but apparently I forgot to actually put it in water and do the washing out part. This is Pink House by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. It's one of her free houses, not a salt box this time. I love these. And I would have done more of these this year if I wasn't so busy with windows and birds. I have started another of her houses. I believe this one's called Aunt Betty's House on Blueberry Buckle Lane. I will get the proper title and I will put it in the description with a link. I am loving it. I played a little bit of thread chicken with this blue earlier this week, but it's fun. She just came out with a new patriotic house that I'm going to print out as soon as I'm done filming this, and I will have the floss ready to go for when I have all the little trim around this one done. It has got a great lace border below the house. This is an Etsy pattern by Allerton Embroidery. It is the ring from The Lord of the Rings. You can see the suggestion of the writing. It's 5 colors of plain old DMC floss. There are not words to describe how awesome I think this thing is. And then there's Southwest Mesa. This is actually the very first cross-stitch kit that my husband bought me for Christmas the year I decided I wanted to learn how to cross-stitch. I started it. I failed miserably. A couple of years back, I decided to start it again for Mania. Got a little bit of something here done in the, I guess that's a bush. picked it up again because I was done with the window and I needed something to challenge myself with. And I have seen this stitched up. I cannot not have this framed and on my wall. I couldn't tell you when the last time I plugged in my sewing machine was, so there is no quilting to show, but I did start a pair of socks. These are Premier Fruits. They're a self-striping sock yarn. This is banana. I am almost done, having a lot of fun with them. Would definitely recommend this yarn if you're looking for something inexpensive and acrylic to play with. And I started a great big shawl with some thrift store yarn that it's going slowly. I haven't been spending as much time knitting because I have been stitching windows and birds and all of that. Like I said, it has not been my typical year, but looking back on it, and one of the things I love about these parades is you can see what you actually got done and what it is you want to focus on next. This might actually have been a lot of stitching, more than I gave myself credit for. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle.